Hey everyone, Flying Aces here, and we'll get into a new video here on Gran Turismo Sport N400 at Sardegna. Sardegna, is that how you pronounce it? Anyway, gonna do this first daily race and take the newer portion. Goodness, as much as I love this track, it's been forever since I've done it. Missing my braking zones all over the place, clipping the sand, going flying off track. I promise, guys, I was not drunk when I was racing this.
I am not drunk.
Yes, you are. Can you tell the time?
I am not drunk.
But let's take a look at some of my races. Well, that was a wild start, but we're gonna just dive in straight away. I got a couple laps of practice, did not set a time on purpose, just to kind of start from the back and get a feel for everything here and kind of walk you guys through what all happened. So this first race, like I said, start from the back, had a couple people behind us and just braking super early, just making sure nothing crazy was gonna happen, and we kind of get through just fine. Skipping it up a couple turns up here, one guy going flying off track. Now we're up into fifth. I have no clue what these guys are doing. This guy's just completely slow. He's gonna get a penalty, and we'll go up to the next turn, and car just pushes for some weird reason. It felt like I got hit from behind, and looking at the top, I'm thinking I'm gonna get a penalty. I don't.
Wow.
Take a look at that, folks. Spin a guy out, and you don't get a penalty. So skip it up to the final lap here, and it's just still learning my braking zones. Look, I'm going so slow, I'm starting to ghost out. So but this guy completely messes up his turn. He's gonna come back in. We'll cross him over and get on by. We're all the way up to second after starting seventh. Pretty solid, and he's gonna start to put a challenge here. Looking down at that radar, he's all over our back bumper, gonna look to the right side and just can't quite get there in time, and we'll hold on to that second position. And sure enough, skipping to the very end, we'll cross the line and we'll finish second. Our first race in. Not bad at all. Pretty good run so far. So we'll actually try to set a qualifying lap here, and sure enough, we get down to a 157.9. Our next time by a 157.8, and we'll come around for a third time around 157.812. So getting better on our lap times, but I know there's a lot more speed on the track. I just kind of wanted to finally set a qualifying lap, see what I could do with that, and go from there. So we'll do this next race here and make the mistake. I'm just trying to see what the car is going to do, and so I didn't set traction control on the start, and it does kind of spin the tires, so you are going to want to set that traction control up to a 1. But we'll get into this first corner. What's everyone gonna do? I'm gonna start turning in, but this guy comes in, and honestly, that was probably my fault, looking back on it. But let me know in the comments, guys, what you think. So we'll just skip up to this next turn. I think that was my fault. I should have known better and should have given him some room. But as we skip up here, and my goodness, it's a mob fest going into this turn here, and everyone somehow makes their way through. It doesn't look like any penalties were handed out to anyone. This Taystad guy here in 8th, we'll keep an eye on him because he'll be a little bit later in this video. This guy, the paw guy, just boots this guy off, and he's going to get himself a 3-second penalty there. But man, my goodness. Kind of picking him off one at a time here after that mistake up to the front. And then watch as we come up to here, we'll get tagged from behind as we hit the guy in front, and of course we're the ones that get a 1-second penalty. That's right, 1-second penalty for getting hit from behind. Now, fair enough, I did hit the guy in front of me, but here's the other part here. These guys just ghost out and then come back into the track right in front of me. I got so lucky I didn't get a penalty there. But take a look at, I mentioned earlier this Taystad guy. I get a good run on the outside of him, and here's what he does. He just kind of beats me once, twice, 3 times. I try to correct it, overcorrect it, turn myself right into the wall, and it doesn't give him a penalty at all. Take a look at that. I mean, so frustrating. but gonna serve our 1 second penalty if that doesn't make things worse. But final lap, we actually catch up to him. A few more people end up quitting the race, so we've got ourselves a good position here for a top 5. We're going to take a look to the inside. He's going to run me all the way into the wall again. I'm not putting up with it. And check this out. Check this out. I absolutely park it there in the middle of the corner. He can't cross over and get to my inside. And we end up pulling away from him by 3 seconds or so. And end up finishing 5th after, well, honestly, what was really our mistake. At the beginning there. We'll do another race here. We actually get down to a 57.3, so we get a little bit better, cut down about half of the time there. Starting second, we'll skip up here, and going into this first turn, gonna give him a little bit of a tap at no harm, but apparently the game thinks it is foul. I'm just like, no.
Who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
Yeah. So, granted, I did get him in behind, but it doesn't make sense. I don't hit him off track. I don't do anything. Cool Rebel, which we've seen before, he just completely dive bombs there and almost takes out the leader. But his mistake is our free position now. We've gained up about 5 seconds over the rest of the field. So, sure enough, we're starting to make this a two-way battle for the lead. He goes off track, gets a little squirrely, and he's going to leave the inside open for us. And we just clear him coming out of this kink here, going into the next set of turns. So, new leader, Flying Aces. That's right, we just took over the lead, even with a 1 second penalty. And check out this move. On the right side, I see him on the radar. I think he's going to overcook it, but somehow he just makes it stick. A fantastic move there. So some good racing here. I'm really enjoying this, even though it's a lower lobby, which is pretty rare to find in a lower lobby. He's going to go just a tad wide, get a little squirrely, but able to hold on to that lead. We're going to stay tucked into his draft here. See if we can't get a little bit closer going up to the top of the hill. We're gaining a little bit more speed, but just not quite there at least. But he breaks a tad bit early. Can we get to the inside? No, but he goes a little wide. That's going to leave the inside open for us. And got to give him a little bit more room here because we're not quite clear. Now we're clear. And we just retake the lead, just sneaking on by. And then, check this out. Looking at that radar, coming through this left-hander, he's going to go off course and just hit the wall. And that's it. That's pretty much game over right there. As we go into this next turn, we hit this pretty good. But if you look at the top, he makes another mistake. Just so desperate trying to catch back up. That's kind of what happens. And sure enough, that time... that gap between us two just continues to grow, and pretty much gives us the win. Final lap, we'll skip up to the end here, and sure enough, we get ourselves a W, guys. That's right. A win in the books for Flying Aces right there, starting second. So definitely a good idea to get that qualifying lap in to get a little bit better. But like I said, this that lap time I had before, I knew I left some time on the table. So my goal was to get down into the 56s. I didn't really know what was quite possible, but I'll show you kind of a lap around this track with this car in the N400 class. So right at that blue paint on the right side, we'll hit the brakes, and then the rest of this is pretty straightforward. Just before the 50 board, or right as depending on how you want to take it, if you want to take it a bit more aggressively, right as your rear bumper passes it, just depending on the scenario and your driving style. But that's kind of the braking zone you'll want to go after. And then you can kind of blurp in the gas a bit just before the right-hander. Looking at the right side, ignoring the stopping signs, looking at the signs in the yard. That third blue sign is typically roughly around where your braking zone is. And then that blind left-hander, you got to be careful. Don't get in the gas too soon. Let the car roll. And then obviously just charging up this hill, pretty straightforward where the line is. And then right at the 150 board is right when you want to brake. Make sure you're downshifting, get that car woed up, have the engine help the brakes just pull the car back. Those tight turns too, especially in these cars, it's kind of tempting to just hit the gas, but make sure you are letting the car roll. Now, with this turn here, right there, right as the curb on the right side ends, just tap the brakes. You want to slow down maybe about 15 miles an hour more, right at the 100 board there. Start slowing down. You don't have to get into fourth. If you do, you end up actually losing about half a tenth or so. So just stay in third, let it rev out, and then here you can get your 2 right side tires over onto the grass on the right side. And then as we come charging to the line, we're going to set a 156.1. And that's going to put us on pole. And in this class, check this out. In this class, that's by 3 seconds, almost 4 seconds ahead of everyone else. Now look at the bottom. I make a stupid mistake. For some reason, I'm in second gear, and then I just get whacked from behind. And the game gives me a 2-second penalty. Apparently, starting in second gear, you're just going to get a 2-second penalty. And right there, even the people watching my live stream at the time were like, what's that penalty for? All right, I got one last race to show you guys, because this one this one was pretty exciting. I have the replay feature pulled up here. I'm going to turn up the race volume here. And you know what? I'm going to call this race. I'm gonna call this race just like a commentator would. So sit back, enjoy. Lights are counting down, and we're underway. Ramp right out in front with Flying Aces tucking into that second position. MJW sitting there in third. They're going to start fanning out going into turn 1. Ace is looking to the outside. He's going to get the lead, but not for long. Oh, and he's going to go into the gravel as Ramp Rat going to reclaim the lead. MJW able to get by, and everybody else scattering for position as Aces gets back on track. That's Nuo GT sitting there in the third position with Patrick Williams in fourth. MJW going to look to the inside. Can't quite get there as Ramp Rat able to charge into that next turn. It'll kill his momentum coming out of this turn here. Can MJW get there in time? It looks like Nuo GT looking to the outside, going to try to take that second position the hard way. Oh, and he's going to beat MJW into this long blind left-hander. Nuo GT putting some pressure on the lead, but Ramp Rat holding on to it for now as MJW chasing both of them in third. Patrick Williams sitting there in fourth, going to try to reel him back in. Ace is sitting back there in fifth, going to try to reel them all back in. MJW going to try to make it 3 wide, but getting a little squirrely there. Can't quite make it. Nuo GT going to make a pass for the lead. And he's going to take it. A fantastic move at the far end of the track as they go down the hill through this dip. They all stay single file as they should. This is kind of a one groove track here, or one groove part of the track here. Oh, and Nuo GT goes wide. Ramp Rat's going to reclaim the lead. MJW's going to get a little squirrely trying to avoid Nuo. He's going to take over that second position. Patrick Williams going to try to find his way up into third, and sure enough, he's going to claim that third spot. Ace is going to be able to catch up to all of them, but Ramp Rat well out in front, going to take a commanding lead here after the first lap at Sardegna. MJW holding on to that second position, but not without a challenging pack of 3 hungry drivers behind him. Patrick Williams, Nuo GT, and Flying Aces, all 3 of those guys battling it out for that third position. Oh, Ace is getting into the dirt a little bit. Gonna hold on to that. Nuo GT goes wide, just like Aces did in the first lap. He's going to lose a ton of ground. Patrick Williams a little slow coming out. That's going to allow Aces to get by. Ace is going to grab 2 spots in one turn and now finds himself back up into third. Does he have enough time to reel in MJW and Ramp Rat? The 2 of those drivers pretty well spread out as Ace is now starting to pull away from Patrick Williams. Going into the Cathedral turn. That blind left-hander. Everyone's smooth through there so far. They've pulled away from Nuo GT, which was expected, as he got pretty far off into the gravel. A lot further than Aces did that first lap. Now at the far end of the track, going from one of the fastest parts of the track down to the slowest parts. And now going through this hill section. Not very wide, but very technical through this area. Ramp Rat able to get through. MJW able to get through. Oh, Aces gets a little squirrely off, kicks up a little bit of dirt, but able to stick with MJW. That gap is closing, both between first and second, as MJW starting to reel in Ramp Rat, but Aces starting to reel in MJW. They're going to come down the short chute for the penultimate time. This high-speed right-hander kicking up some dirt, hitting the curbs. White flag is in the air. MJW all the way to the pit lane side of the track, trying to break up the draft as Aces goes down, looking to the inside of turn 1. For second, MJW gonna do a power move on the outside. They touch, they bang. And Aces just gonna clear him here on the exit. Yes, he does. Does MJW have anything for him? He's right on his back bumper, looking to the inside again. He's going to send it, but can't quite make it stick, so Aces is going to hold on to the second position. MJW getting a little squirrely off the edge, but he's going to hold on to that third position as Ace is going to try to reel in Ramp Rat. Ramp Rat's just got to be perfect through these last few corners. About half a lap to go. Can Ramp Rat hold on to the lead, or does Aces have anything for him? Gap looks like it's a little bit over a second. Maybe a second and a half. Ramp Rat's going to go through this slow turn. Get a little wide. Oh, and he's going to get squarely through the exit. As they go through the hill, Aces looks to the outside. He's going to reclaim the lead over Ramp Rat. A costly mistake from Rat. Can he get Aces back? Going through this high-speed left-hander. Very technical part. They both make it out. One last turn to go. Does Rat have anything for him? He's going to try to get there. Can't quite get to the inside of Aces. And coming out of the final turn, a wild turn of events. One last high-speed right-hander for Aces to hit. And as he comes down the front stretch, from first to last and back to first, Aces is going to take the win. Whew. So there you have it, guys. That was quite a stressful race, but man, it's so much fun when you can come back like that and get the win. Anyways, thanks for hanging out, everyone. Don't forget to hit a like on this video if you enjoyed the content. Lets me know if you guys really do like these kind of videos, and then if you do, if you want to see some more racing content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Got some cool plans coming out here for those who want to become members and subscribe to the Twitch channel. But thanks again for hanging out, everyone, and we will see you next time.